Recording in progress.
What it do, what it do, what it do. It is your boy, Andrew Schultz, aka Mr. Goody 2. And who am I with? As always, Joseph Huggins, aka Old Man Huggie. Talk shit or get off the pod, episode 212.
Jesus.
Metas for the kids, motherfuckers.
That's a lot of episodes.
What's going on, Joseph?
That's a lot of episodes, man.
212.
That's a lot. Let's fucking go. Not a lot. It's nice out here now. It's nice. It's sunny. It's all vibes. Living the dream. Same old shit. You fixing your hair there, bro?
Well, let's maybe go back to that here.
Okay, mix it up. Mix it up. Figure it out. We'll wait.
You know, I like to wait till we hit record before I start, worried about like how I look for the audio podcast that we were.
So, question: you sent me picture. You won a tournament. Tell me about this tournament.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm glad you're gambling again. As weird as that sounds. So I'm glad you're back in the card game. That's good for you.
Well, so I went to Hollywood Park Casino on Saturday, which is in Inglewood, California, across the street from the Intuit Dome, on the same lot as SoFi Stadium where the Rams play, Intuit Dome where the Clippers play. Also, the host of NBA All-Star Weekend this weekend. So that's going on, NBA All-Star Weekend across the street, having a watch party with a bunch of the old, like, retired Lakers at the casino. $10,000 guaranteed tournament starts at 10 a.m. So I drove out there, got there around like 8, and played in the cash game until the tournament was going to start. And what I like about Hollywood Park Casino, because my I guess like home room, if you will, my main my
Your home base,
whatever there's probably a term for whatever poker room is the one that you go to, but I can't think. I don't know what the proper term is. Anyways, it's the Players Casino. Shout out in Ventura on the fairgrounds at Surfers Point, looking over the beach.
oh.
That's where I usually go. Hollywood Park is this other one I go to. It's in the opposite direction. It's in LA. And the difference is Players Casino closes at 3 a.m. Hollywood Park's 24/7 open. And they adhere to like the California rules for drinking, so you can drink there from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. And usually when I go to Hollywood Park, it's after the Players closes. So usually almost this was the first time I ever went to Hollywood Park, and actually afterwards I went to the Players. So usually I go from the Players to Hollywood Park. So usually I get there like around like I'd say like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. And then eventually, inevitably I'll be there at 6 a.m. when they open the bar back up, and then everybody's been like lingering, like all the drunk like assholes, like, oh, finally. So, but there's this like this Mexicano dude at my table, and he's got Pacificos that he's drinking, and he's at the like head of the table at at Hollywood Park. They changed it to there's only 8 people at a table instead of usually there's 9. But it's still the tables for 9 people, so like the seating's kind of weird. Like, so anyways, this guy's like at the head of the table, and he keeps calling. He's got a thick like Latino accent, and he keeps calling everybody his son. He's like, my son, oh my son, and he's playing like almost like every hand like loose, and he's like so, just anybody gets in a hand, he's like, oh my son, and then I took like I first time he played against me, I took a bunch of his money, and he's like, he's not my son. But before he said that to me, there's only one black guy at the table, and so he had called everybody his son. And then this other black guy comes up, he's like, what about him? And points out the black guy, and he's like, he is not my son. And everybody laughs, and I'm just like, oh, it's so funny. It's like racism. It's okay if it's brown on black people, But then and then I asked him. He was calling this like old guy who was like older than him, his son who's sitting next to him, and I was like, actually, we all were just at his. He just got a sex change, and you're actually misgendering him, and it's actually offensive right now, and you need to stop. So anyways, I played in the tournament. I actually was the chip leader at the Hollywood Park tournament for like almost immediately. I took a dude out like quickly, and but about like a couple hours in, that one started at 10 a.m. It wasn't even over till 7. 109 people. I got like 26th in that one. But what happened was I had like you start. Everybody started with
But did you win money?
no, because uh, I forget. I think it was top 12 one, but no. What happened was I got dealt pocket kings, and the guy right to my left next to me got dealt pocket aces on the same hand, and I everybody started with 20,000 chips for $100, and then if we wanted to add on 25,000 more, so more than 20 for $100 more, you could. So tournament 101, you buy as many chips as you possibly can. Um, so I had 45,000 chips to start. I was like, I had over 90,000 chips, but the pocket kings, pocket aces hand, I got them all in before pre-flop, 37,000 chips, and he won. So that like kind of like brought me back to like the average chip stack, or not the average. It brought me back to like my buy-in, but it was already late in the tournament, so the blinds were up, and then I basically was grinding like short stacked for like the next 2 hours until I just couldn't do it anymore.
Damn.
Anyways, so I go home, but I like felt good. Like I was playing really good. It was just like this, like it's like you have to be good and lucky in these tournaments. And then I woke up on Sunday and I was like, the players has Sunday tournaments, and it was 11 a.m. and theirs starts at noon. So I drove out there. It's like 30 minutes away. Late registrations for an hour. I got there like maybe 15 minutes past the start time. Um, they open up a new table when I get there of like all people who are like late registered, and I just start dealing, or not dealing. I mean, getting dealt in a good way. And that one was 64 people. Prize pool $9,450, and except for with this one, it starts at noon. Time expire or like the tournament, no matter what, if it's not over, like already, it's over at 5 o'clock.
Oh.
And so with ours, that's what happened. So uh, at 5 o'clock, there was 6 people left. Uh, However, before we knew that it was going to run out of time, it was set to only pay 6 people, right? So only 6 people were going to make the money. But then once the final table was 10 people, once it got to the final table, we decided that places 7th through 10th would get their buy-in back. Everybody, all 10 of us agreed on that.
Yeah.
And then, but then, so then 4 people got knocked out from the final table, and then the tournament ended because it was 5 o'clock. 6 of us left, and what they did was, based on your chip count at the table, went and then took the prize money and then divvied it up.
What'd you walk with?
So I bought in for $190, and I got $1,185, almost exactly $1,000 profit.
Yeah, that's totally worth it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, good shit.
I mean, yeah, and I realized, it's like it feels like I've been playing a lot of poker, or like I've been wanting to like go after these tournaments. It was like only the 5th tournament that I've played like since this run, and it's completely up on tournaments now. Like as far as money.
Yeah, you're doing really good. Let me know whenever you want to pay me back that 1,000 you owe me.
You mean the bet?
Yeah, the bet, the peach pit.
I know.
Never forget.
And trust me, it haunts me.
We had to reschedule from last night. I'm curious though. So you went out and you did something. We don't have to get into that, but we were talking off air about it, and you were talking about, which is interesting. I've never thought about it this way because you're obviously you drink monsters at night, but you're sober, so you're not drinking.
Dude,
drinking or anything,
I,
right?
I actually stopped drinking monsters. I had this left over and I just saw it in the fridge when I went to go grab a water, so I grabbed it.
Sometimes it's good. Sometimes a monster's good.
It is, yeah, yeah. If it's once in a while.
Yeah, like not all the time.
Uh,
But you were talking about how like cuz you're not drinking, but you've been like in the dating game doing your thing. The eating of edibles as opposed to drinking. Now, what I am curious about that is I mean, obviously so do you feel like that's a good replacement? Do you enjoy it just as much? Not, and I'll take away all like the crazy stuff, but do you enjoy it just as much as like if you're going out for drinks? Does it normally do you normally have issues whenever you're out getting if you're on edibles and someone's getting drinks? I've never actually done that before. Like gone
I
out.
mean, like to be honest, like that's it's not like to like what I was saying was like it's more of a go to on a like first date.
Okay.
Uh, just because it like the getting loose part type of it. Like, but it's like I don't mind going out like without taking edibles, but no, and to answer your question, it's like they're not really like it's not like it couldn't be a replacement because like for me at least I mean I think this applies to everybody, and when I like the way that I feel like the knowledge I have on edibles just to me is just like common sense if you've done them enough.
Yeah.
But people look at me like I'm a fucking like crack addict. Like when I like just like tell them, it's like that, your tolerance builds up and like eventually you're taking like 500 milligrams and you're like barely feeling it like within a week or two. And 500 milligrams, you like go to the hospital. It's like I understand that like it could feel like that, but it will trust me. You like you'll just
Well,
build up.
that's what people would do. So I'd have friends from like Austin or something come up and visit or be in Denver and go to a dispensary. Stupidest shit ever because you would see people go off the deep end and they're not used to it. So somebody would go buy a weed soda and drink it and be like incapacitated.
Right.
You're like, no, dude, like, what do you, that's 1,000 milligram soda. And you're like, you're visiting from College Station. Like, what are you talking about? This is going to like tear your ass up.
When
But
I
yeah,
went to
like
the
you would have to build up a tolerance to it. I've just never like, I guess I've just never done that. That's.
Well, my point is that so then if you are using like I couldn't like let's say that I was going out all the time, like y- doing edibles every time, like I
It would
wouldn't.
be, yeah,
It's just not. I wouldn't do that.
it's not
Like
sustainable.
like how I treat edibles is like how everybody should treat every other drug, and including like especially myself. It's just like in moderation, like it's like here and there, like on a special occasion, like or at home to relax, like but don't take it too far. They're scary, you know. But it's like the edibles have the least amount of like actual consequences other than like freaking out. Um,
Yeah, I feel like you can freak out more
Right, right.
on
Except for
those.
except for I treat them with the most care.
Like
Them
any
and
any
mushrooms.
any wild like crash out I've ever seen would be like it's been like normally somebody who's on edibles or would be someone on mushrooms, but I've seen people like eat
Or
brownies and
their menstrual cycle.
I suppose
I was just telling someone how we used to only have like 6% female audience and I was over 20 and
that's
and then
definitely your charm and your wit. It's
and then
definitely
and
your
then I hit him
charm
with that.
and
I hit
your
him with
wit.
that joke. Yeah, yeah.
No, yeah, but definitely people that have been on edibles I've seen do some pretty wild crazy shit because if it hits you, you don't really know how it's going to hit you. So if it does hit you,
Yeah, but edibles
hit
are
you
like the panic
sideways.
attacks of drugs, like where it feels like you might die, but you're not going to.
Oh yeah, I mean those are most of the time when someone's eating edibles and you see like the police phone calls where they're like freaking out or they think they're dead or something like that. That's always because they ate some like gummies or some shit. But
Right.
yeah, people will go
Yeah,
off the deep end with
and I'm
it.
not saying that that can't happen, but I'm saying let's say that you didn't go off like let's just say that you ate them again the next day and the next day and the next day. Eventually and quickly, you're going to be realizing that you're on my 1,000 pound friend on TLC because you're eating so many edibles that you became fat. I literally got fat on edibles because I swear to God, because, or I should say maintained my fatness because I quit drinking. Uh, I first, when I first tried to quit drinking was during the height of the pandemic, summer 2020, and I quit for like 6 months. But within that 6 months, I was eating. I switched to like edibles, and like I said, your tolerance goes up. So, and I was getting so many reward points because the dispensary saying out reward points like a motherfucker. And when I was, and my girlfriend at the time also quit drinking. She was eating edibles, so I was buying for her at the same time. So I'd be getting like $200 of free shit every time I went to go buy shit. And a couple months go by, dude, and I'm like, how come I haven't lost any fucking weight? I used to drink like 2,500 calories of IPAs a day, and then I looked at the fucking edible like gummies that I've been eating, and I was consuming 2,000 calories of gummies a
A
day.
day. Damn, that's a lot.
So I switched to the gel pills.
Okay.
I mean, actually, that is an option. Like that is what I'll do now. I never do any gummies. I either do a beverage because it's like, yeah, dude, I could drink a Mountain Dew with the THC in it. Cool. That's what I did last time. It's called an Alpine Spring. It's like not your dad's. It's called not your father's soda. And it's like, and they also have a root beer. It's like not your dad's soda or something. Not your
Yeah, I
father's.
think I've seen that. I've seen that.
Yeah.
I think I've had know somebody who freaked out on that.
And then there's the Pabst Blue Ribbons out here. I found out like it's the guy who owns, like, I guess PBR is like family owned.
PBR makes a THC soda.
Yeah, and how it happened was
Damn, that's wild.
whoever the owner of PBR, his niece and nephew pitched him on the idea, and they're the ones who run it. They were like over at my dispensary recently. They taste like
That's
shit.
crazy. Oh, I'm sure, but I
I
mean,
mean, they're like different flavors. They're like seltzers, but it's like, I mean, I only had
yeah,
like
there's
two.
some
Two.
places out here in Texas that do that now. They're like, we have THC sodas, and I'm like, no, or THC beers. I'm like, no, I'm good. And there's THC coffee, all that stuff. To each their own. But you know,
We've had that for a while. Like when I was 19, my pledge bro, shout out Paul, his dad, the Razor, aka that's Big Black Dick in Spanish. He used to be a DJ. Shout out the Geeter with the heater, the boss with the hot sauce. You say it, I'll play it. He had an old timey Coke machine, and for 10 cents, you could get a vanilla toke, and it was THC vanilla Coke, like in a bottle. Like, and this is like 2006. I thought this dude was like, I was like, dude, whew,
who are you?
blew my mind. He had a
What was?
volcano, the vaporizer. I was
Oh,
like,
I remember the volcanoes.
yeah,
If you had the
like when
volcano,
before it
you
came
would.
out, he had that bootleg. He has those bootleg snacks, dude. Yeah, the
Your
cupcake with
your
the cream,
2000 snacks.
the cream explodes,
Aim bite into it.
sprinkles.
Yeah, glitter shoots on your mouth with filling. You don't know, baby D. You ain't seen baby D. You don't know baby D.
We were actually doing that at the table. That's so funny. These two guys at the table, Rodney, and he's like, you, and I was like, they kept on saying that you don't know, you act, and then I just came from across the table. I go, you acting like you know, but you don't know. All right, you want to go into therapy questions?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, Joseph wanted. Oh, is that what all you want to talk about was the edibles? That part of it?
Well, yeah, I mean, you went on a date last night and you said you took some edibles, so I was just curious. But then you were bringing up when you were talking about it, the point of you doing that. I never even thought about like doing that or what that would be like, and just in you not drinking and going out and with people that are drinking and being on edibles.
Yeah, to me, it's like it's not like a necessity. It's just like, I could do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, because like if I was going to like, yeah, depending on what it was.
Yeah, but I was telling Joseph that like I like had like I was like witnessing myself like have a complete like meltdown. It's like watching like before he just won the Super Bowl. What's his name? The quarterback,
Jalen
Sam
Hurts.
Darnold.
So Sam Darnold, yeah.
Like Sam Darnold back in the day, like he like just like melting down like in a game where it's just like you could just like you just or like Jared Goff like throwing 4 picks or something
Yeah.
like that and you just knew like the fourth one was coming after, like
He's
that's like
just
he
pressing at
couldn't
that
stop, he
point.
couldn't stop himself. He's like, I'm just going to do it, I'm just
Yeah.
letting you know. Like that's what I felt like I was doing
Kirk
during
Cousins
this
meltdown. He had a Kirk
during this
Cousins
day.
meltdown.
Right. Right. Like leading up to this, like things were smooth sailing. This is the second date, and like there's no reason like for there not to be a third date. You know what I'm saying? Uh, like the third date was probably like was already like probably locked in. Uh, as long as like I didn't fuck it up or something. Nothing weird happened. And when I got to my car at the parking lot inside of my car, I was knew 100% no third date was coming my way, and that was confirmed this morning via
Damn.
text. Yeah, uh, but like I almost texted her last night. I don't know what that was, and I don't blame you if you don't want to talk to me anymore. And I'm telling you, like it's not like she said anything or like if if you were just like looking or watching the date from afar, it's not like you would notice like anything bad happened or anything. But it was I could just like just I was just all over the
There's
place.
just cardboard boat,
I was just yeah,
cardboard boat, just float, just sailing like
just
you Huck and
right.
Jim are on your way to Jackson Island on that raft you built, and like you ain't making it through the storm, dude. Like
No,
it's no way. Like you're
no,
not. Yep.
was not locked in. Like just whoa, whoa. It's like we were there for 2.5 hours, and uh, like didn't get food till like we were probably into the third hour, and it was like a chicken quesadilla that we split. Like we're split. Just I mean the whole thing was just bad, and I'm the one who picked the place. Like basically like I picked the place, and then I just kind of with my hubris assumed like everything would just take care of the rest, but like no game plan. You know, I didn't
Yeah.
know if we were going there for dinner or not. So
You were 5-0, had a good couple weeks. You got the bye week coming up the next
good
week,
couple.
and you thought you went into this game going into the bye week like, oh, we got this in the bag, and you got got in the fourth quarter.
It was yeah, it was. I was looking at the end zone, or I was looking at my next move, and somebody came over and stripped me from behind. You know,
There you go. There you go.
or it was a trap game. I was looking ahead to next week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Trap
We yeah,
game.
oh
You're
yeah,
looking
we got to
to,
do
looking
yeah,
forward, looking to the
yeah,
bye. We're 5-0, and now you're going into the
yeah.
bye 5-1.
It was a trap game too because it was like supposed to be like a short date. Like it was already predetermined. Like there wasn't like any like I have to worry about like if, she wants to come back to my place. They were like I already knew that wasn't on the table, so it was just low stakes. Low no fumbled hard
Yeah.
and watched myself do it. Couldn't even couldn't get out of my own way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're Kirk Cousins pressing. You're
Right,
pressing.
like the previous situations that I've been in the dating, like I get like fucking weirded out and like hurt and like blah 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 because it's like I think things are going good and then like I get rug pulled as in different ways and so it's surprising each way. This one I deserved it. That was a bad game. That was a bad game.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Hey, it's fine.
Phil, let's get into these therapy questions.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Therapy question number one. Would you rather be called racist because you can't tell the difference between different types of Asians, or would you rather be called racist because you can perfectly tell the difference between different types of Asians?
I guess the latter one, because then at least I'd be able to like
At least you
identify
have some
people.
knowledge.
Yeah, I would have knowledge, and there'd be tons of communities that would appreciate that.
Totally. I actually
Yeah, would you
kind
not
of
be able
sounds
to?
weird. It sounds weird. I don't know if it sounds weird, but first time I'm ever saying this. Uh, but like I, okay, I was a kid, but old enough to remember when I realized that was a way to like tell between like someone who's Korean or Vietnamese or you know, like to me that never even crossed my mind. Just like I have Filipino cousins, and my our buddy Sean came and visited me when I was on vacation in Newport Beach, and my cousins were over there, and I told him those were my cousins, and like an hour later, I realized like he thought I was joking when I said that, and I'm like, what? And it didn't occur to me that they don't look anything like they look Filipino, not like me. But to me, they were just like my cousins, and it just never crossed my mind. Same thing with the Asians. It's like I just thought Asians were, it's like all Asians. There's no way that you would be able to tell like where they were from.
Yeah.
And once I figured that out, I realized like, well then, it would be like yeah, it's like a worldly, sophisticated thing if you were able to
Yeah, that'd be
discern that. And like, yeah, you're an ignorant like asshole if you're just like, like like just put your hands up, be like, up, can't tell.
no idea. Can't
Right.
tell. That'd be shitty. Like that'd be douchey. And then if people were making fun of you because of that, then they'd just be mad that like you can tell
So
the difference
yeah,
between
what I was
them.
trying to say was like, so now I'm actively trying to hone those skills, but by actively I mean like I think about it sometimes.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah. That's not bad. You're just trying to be more inclusive.
Right.
But yeah, like yeah, but definitely would rather be able
I'm
to tell
actively
than be
studying
like
Asian culture.
that. So that's saying, do you want to be able to tell the difference between them, or do you want to walk around saying Asian people look the same? That's basically what this question is. If anybody would pick the first one, that is the stupidest shit ever. Like, there's no, like that. That would be racist, right? As opposed to like being able to tell the truth. Anybody calling you racist would probably be racist and fall into that first category. They'd probably be like, no, you can't tell. Like he would argue the point that he'd be arguing, and then you'd be right every time. So imagine being that guy arguing with your friend who can tell the difference between different Asian ethnicities.
Like, Mongolian bitch.
Yeah, and then like he's like, nah, bro, you're wrong.
Turkmenistan.
You don't know what you're talking about. And then they're like, yo, actually, he's right. Like, oh, your friend's actually 100% correct. Like, that would be so defeating again to keep having that battle.
Chechnya. That's how I
Because
would say it
how
too.
many times would somebody have to do that for you to just be like believe them and not question them, right?
Twice.
Yeah, right. Like, and it would be like, yeah.
I
And
mean,
depending on if it was like, yeah, like Chechnyan or something crazy, that would be that would I just once. Depending geographically, it could just be once.
no. I would need another one because he might just know Chechnyans real well. Now you hit me with like you hit me with
If somebody walked up and like, "Oh, you're from Azerbaijan," I'd be like, "What?" And they were like, "Yeah, actually, I am." And they just like guessed that out, like pulled that out of a hat. I'd be like, "That's wild."
is that Asia?
Eastern Europe.
Okay,
I'm
we're
just
on the
saying.
cusp there.
Okay, it's a
Yeah,
cusp.
the stands are Asia. Okay.
It's a cusper. So if you could pull that out of a hat and just pick somebody out, or and then does that mean that if they were like if they were like half Russian, half Chinese, would they be able to tell and be like, "You're half this, half that"? Then that'd be wild, dude. You would have a
Well, that
whole
is a type of Asian.
you would have a whole
Half
career.
Asian.
You'd be like you could move over there and just be like your own 23andMe and just like tell people what they are. You people just line up. You'd be on Mari like that. He'd just be bringing people.
You would be
just
Mari.
just bringing people out.
And who's Mari's wife? Who's Mari's wife? Connie Chung.
Oh yeah, it is. Shout out Mari, dude.
Chinese. I think
That's
Chung's
awesome.
Chinese. I think I don't know.
That's awesome though.
That's the other part of this is you can tell by the last name or their profession. Dry cleaner, donuts.
But in this, it's all
I know that
based.
was okay. I know that sounds really racist, but like there is like that. Like it's not that racist when you think about like that. There's like diasporas that come to the country, and it's like if like like so and so's like families in the dry cleaning business, like they can get like once you get over here, they can help you get like started because they know how to do it, and that's why there's like certain ethnicities who like run certain like industries. You know, does that
Okay.
make me racist for pointing out that
Well,
Vietnamese
I was just
like
gonna
to
say,
make donuts?
I was just Jesus.
I mean, it's not crazy.
I was just gonna say that in this scenario, I feel like it's all off visual, so you'd just be able to tell by looking at them.
No, I know
Because
that.
the
I know
other one
that.
is saying that you can't based off of looking at
Right. No, I'm saying in IRL, homie, that the other
clip
way
that.
to be more of a metropolitan type dude is to be able to
I
know that
I
to
can
know
tell the difference between Asian men. I'm so metropolitan. Get out of here. What?
to be more like me, dude. Like a global elite.
So what is metropolitan to you? Nice cars, nice house. Worldly in his music, his
Chocolate,
literature.
strawberry, and vanilla ice cream.
Just,
Or no, it's
just
Neapolitan.
discerning between different
No,
Asians.
my point, my whole point is this: like the last name Park is Korean and the last name Hong is Chinese, and
No, I know. I'm just
okay, so that's something else that you could be like. It doesn't take very much like
That's such a random
effort.
specific thing just to throw in and like as an adjective of somebody.
What?
Just the telling the difference between Asians, like that just makes me laugh. Worldly into music, knows his wines, his fine cuisines,
And can
keeps up with the
perfectly
global
tell
markets and understands the economic trade routes. Definitely can discern between different Asians.
perfectly
Yeah.
discern.
Plays 4 instruments. He is the metropolitan man.
He could tell if you're Nepalese
Yeah.
or Japanese.
So that'd just be wild. You'd be like that. I can't remember his name, but he was the con man who used to do cold reading of the room, and he'd be like, "Oh, like, someone's grandma's here, and it says that there was a fire, something about fire, something about a cabin. Like we had a cabin. We used
Tyler
to
the
make
Hollywood
fires.
Medium.
No, there's Long Island Medium. No, there's somebody who did that before, and he was like huge. South Park made a whole episode making fun of him. Can't remember what his name was, but he used to do that shit. He'd be like that, but with just picking people out. Like
Mm,
Cambodian. Everyone's just like, oh shit, that's incredible.
was it James Van Praagh?
No,
I don't know.
I can't remember what it was called. Okay, hold on 1 second.
Because Tyler the Hollywood Medium is what Google says is the most famous medium, which is crazy. Do you believe in mediums, Joseph? Joseph's too
No,
busy
I
Googling.
don't. I don't necessarily. Wow,
We need to get like a fucking intern, dude. I'm telling you,
John
like
Edward, that was his name. John Edward.
how Rogan has like he can has some lady pull up stuff whenever he wants to Google things.
Yeah, well, we could incorporate a third.
No, we get an intern, dude. Give them college credit, and then they can also clip farm our shit.
All right, whatever.
Therapy question number 2. Would you rather every time someone gets killed in war, you get $5 and you have to brag about it on social media about how it's your best side gig, or every time someone dies from cancer at your local hospital, you have to perform a karaoke rendition of Shake It Off by Taylor Swift, Taylor's version, outside the building?
They're both terrible. I guess it's.
Sir,
I would just make a satirical account and just get $5. Because the other one is like,
no.
I'm gonna be out
No,
there.
no, it has to be you, Joseph Huggins, if you had social media.
I
Oh,
do. I do. I mean, I got a
how,
couple.
I mean, why are you
I've
pro
enjoyed. I've been.
Joseph's like, yo, we've been giving you updates on Joseph's social media struggles. He's been pro long band now.
I'm just no. I just haven't done
You're good.
anything. I'm just
You,
vibing. I haven't done any.
you haven't what? You just accepted it this time? You just laid over and took it this time?
I'm just not really. I mean, it's what 180 days or some shit that you
Oh,
have to
no.
So to like you can like try to get it reversed, but I mean I think
Wait, so what I'm saying is this one different?
no.
'Cause you
It's
just
just normally like yeah, like
you're just not fighting it this time.
I'm just like don't really give a shit right now. It's kind of been honestly very
Joseph,
peaceful
okay, for the audience, Joseph keeps getting like
since October.
spam reported, and so
Yeah,
then his account gets banned off of Meta, and then he says, "Hey, I didn't do anything wrong," and then they check and they say sorry, and they let him back on.
it's been
And I
going on
know
since October.
right, I know this because Joseph's like account will just disappear here and there, um, and usually it's gone for like a day or two, and then it's back up. This has been a week.
Yeah, it's well because I've just kind of liked not having to deal with it to be honest. Because it's I mean like it's obviously going to continue. This person or whatever whoever's been doing this is extremely dedicated, and honestly, I was like I've there's certain back doors to things. Like I said last episode, I'm working on some other stuff, so I got other stuff. I've just really been enjoying
Out of
the
all,
break.
out of you and I on this podcast, if I were to, somebody asked me to make a bet on who would have some random anonymous person spam reporting us, like one of us, to like just to get us like kicked off of social media because they were mad at us, I would think it would be me.
Yeah, I mean, people are goofy, and also like I said, I made the mistakes of like I should have a long time ago just created a separate thing and left my personal as my personal, and then I've kind of intermingled them. So I mean, it is what it is. And not that I post anything like super offensive. I barely even post. I just
I
send
know. See,
stupid
this you
memes.
always do this. You always go back to defending what your
No, I'm not trying to
social media
defend it.
presence is, and it's like I thought
No,
it has nothing to do with it.
I'm not trying to defend it. I'm just saying I all I do is would really do is send memes to everybody and doom scroll on memes and reels all the time. So for me it's been nice to not be doing that. Like
Oh, I see.
I've been like so it's been a nice break in the sense that like when I have downtime, I'm not just necessarily sitting there just scrolling through like stupid fucking reels all the time because I realized how much I was actually doing that. Whenever I stopped doing it, I was like, oh shit, I got, you get some report and it's like, oh, this is your phone usage and like what apps you're using. And it's like my phone usage dropped crazy. I was like, holy shit, I was doing that way too much.
My phone usage is such like a microcosm of explanation of my entire life, where like there's zero pattern to it. Like I saw like because you'll get the pop up at the end of the week and it'll give you like the average.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't like go and like monitor it myself. I don't really give a shit. But sometimes I play online poker on my phone, and I'm not like constantly playing online poker. Like I'll go through like a couple runs like sporadically. So like sometimes it's like your average was like 12 hours a day or 13 hours a day, and it's that sounds like somebody's like addicted to their phone, but it's just me playing poker. The last one I saw though, my average for the whole week, average 3 hours. Like that's nothing.
Yeah.
And you know what I hate though? Back in when I was Pullman, I'd be using Waze a lot, and they count Waze as like I think as screen time. So it's like, dude, I'm like I have my directions open.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah, you're defeating the purpose here.
But doing Shake It Off, yeah, I mean, I guess you would have. They're both terrible, but at least
Well,
one of them you're making.
I forgot the part where then Taylor Swift sues you for copyright
Yeah,
infringement.
but every time someone dies of cancer, you have to sing outside of the building. Like that would be terrible.
Hey, who knows? Maybe this would bring attention to the hospital, and the doctors would step it up, and less. They're like, we can't have another cancer patient die.
We
This
have to
motherfucker's
stop.
gonna
We
come
have
here.
to stop him.
How many cancer patients? I guess probably a lot. Not because cancer's just cancer, and people are just gonna die in general from
Yeah.
it. So, um, well,
Jesus, these questions.
therapy question number 3: would you rather every time you see a pregnant lady, you have to play her stomach like the bongos, or anytime you see someone with a mental disability, you have to copy it?
Definitely the first one.
What?
It'd be like boom, 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 boom. Like you're not hitting her. You're not playing. It'd just be some cringy thing you always do that people be like, "Oh God, he's about to go play her stomach like
I
the
guess I guess
bongos."
I didn't think
The
about it until
other
like,
one is like is making fun of somebody with a disability. Like anytime you see somebody,
hey, you know what? Uh,
that's horrible.
imitation is the highest form of
No, that would
flattery.
be terrible because it doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing, you have to mimic it. You could be at like a family funeral, second cousin's there, and you have to imitate like your second cousin. Like, get out of here. Like,
And
that's
I would argue that being a pederast is a mental disability, and mimicking that, fuck that. You know what I'm saying?
well,
Like being a murderer, a serial killer is a mental disability. You're gonna mimic a serial killer? I don't know about that either. It gets dicey. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I just wouldn't make want to make fun of people with a disability. That's just a really
No, I
bad look.
agree, but I guess I didn't think until this point that everybody kind of has like a green or like a pass to touch a pregnant woman's stomach, at least for a second. Kind of, right? More than like like you don't nobody has the pass to just touch a random woman's stomach unless they're pregnant. I should, you know what I'm saying? I'm not
Yeah,
saying that you just can. My point is that
yeah.
like
It's
it
just like,
no. My point is that it's not as crazy as it would be just touching like someone's stomach in general.
yeah. If you
But
just walk,
but
yeah,
when I wrote that, I was thinking that's how I was like thinking in my head. But it's like actually you could kind of get away with it. Be like, oh, you know, it's like you could get away with a quick bongo here. just just don't be like, you know, going to like any like fucking baby showers or
yeah. I mean,
whatever.
people. I think people around you would notice you do this cringy thing where you got to pretend like you're playing the bongos on a pregnant woman's stomach,
Well,
and they
would
would
people
like
notice
stop.
that? Because you'd have
Yes,
to
if you do it more
you have
than
to be
once or twice,
around okay, but you have to be around somebody enough to where they're
like you're
around
not get.
more than two pregnant people
Well, yeah, but let's say you wouldn't be if you went to two baby showers, people would
with the
pick up
same
on
person.
with the same groups of people
Right.
there.
Well,
People would pick up on
if I knew that I had like a Tourette's for the bongo with the
it.
pregnant lady,
The baby
yeah, the
bongos.
uterus bongos.
That's a Jesus, but that's a good episode title, baby bongos.
Uh, then I would avoid probably like you know anything to do with like gender reveal parties,
Yeah,
baby
but
showers,
you're not gonna you don't want to
bris. I
and
guess bris is after the pregnancy.
like you don't want you could be doing anything at any given time, and one of them is like cringy and weird and playing bongos on a stomach. The other one is making fun of the disabled person you're seeing.
Bro. What if you parlayed it so women who don't know they're pregnant but they are, you're going to hit the bongos.
Boom. And
Boom.
then, and you can do
Now
that,
your early pregnancy test. You beat the 6 weeks in Texas.
and you can
Like,
tell them if their baby's gonna be Asian or not.
boom. Cambodian, bitch. Let's go.
There you go. Boom. You're making
Cambodian
you're
baby
making you're making
bongos.
money. You're making money.
Cambodian breast milk and Cambodian baby bongos.
She, good lord, that's
Breast
ridiculous.
milk, you made my day. Final therapy question. Therapy question number 4. Would you rather every apology require a written form or every compliment require a witness?
Every apology require a written form.
Oh,
Cause
no,
like a
no.
compliment require a witness. Like okay, so yeah, like yeah, you did say that. You did give him that compliment. No, a form being like, nah, bro. Like we talked about this shit. I apologize. You forgave me. This is the form. You don't get to bring this shit up like 10 years later on some dumb shit. 100%.
I just don't have that many of those issues, and I've got there. I can
What are you gonna
specifically
do? Like with a bunch, like somebody's walking around, like, yeah, I was there when they said you were cute. That's what. That's weird.
no,
Every
like
compliment deserves
I
a
remember
witness.
being in the, like when I got in that situation when this guy said he was going to shoot me, and then I challenged him, and he actually didn't have a gun. That whole thing, And like I thought it was the craziest situation. And then the next day, I was walking through my condo, and this guy was like, "Hey, were you that guy outside?" And he had witnessed the whole thing from his second story window. And he was like, "I was telling my girlfriend, like, this guy's a badass." And I was like, "Thank you." And he goes, "No, I'm talking about you." And I was like, "I know, thank you." But like that moment, like that somebody actually saw it, and I like wasn't crazy. It wasn't, he was giving me a compliment, but I'm saying like I don't know, dude. Or like a compliment you get from like a hot chick, like and then you don't have to brag to your homie about it. You're like, see, told you. You know what I'm saying? These are like I don't know. I'm going with that one. Compliment.
Nah, because then also nobody could give you a compliment without a witness. So that
Well,
means that everybody's gonna have like a third wheel. So every date's a double date now.
no,
It's like every
now you're gonna have to let that compliment marinate, and it's gonna get into your subconscious while we're waiting to get a witness.
no apology
Can I get a
required
witness?
form is better. Because then if somebody says
For
you
the
didn't
apologies?
apologize for something and you did, then you also have something that says that you did.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. Guess what? I'll apologize again if you think I didn't. However, and then if you apologize to me, I'm accepting that apologies. I don't need anything written because guess what? I'm a human being.
Well, I don't need somebody to hear my compliments to
Oh,
help me
I do
to
because
help to
I'm a
help make them
human
more
being
valid to
with
make
an
them more
ego that
valid.
needs to be stroked.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it needs to be. I'm just saying what's better than a compliment? Somebody witnessing it too.
I mean, I guess that's
Um,
hardcore.
so I just realized that because you don't have Instagram right now, you don't know this, but I released a acoustic cover of "Sexy Can I" by Ray J on Instagram, IG Reels, tagged Ray J in it, and slid into his DMs. And now that I thought about it, if you're listening to the audio, you just heard 60 seconds of that song in the intro. Now I have to do that, or I have to cut that part out. Well, either way, I've just made work for
Damn,
myself.
60 seconds. You play 60 seconds of the song.
Yeah, in the intro,
Yeah, that's a long intro.
it's a minute.
All right.
I started with 30, and then it just got too complicated. 60 is perfect.
All right, you do you, man. Do you need a break or do you want to get into articles?
You want to just do it real quick? Break.
Yeah, we can break real quick. We will be
Uh,
back here in a second.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
Now we're back. Okay, Joseph.
We're getting into the articles. Let me move this. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. First article. Let me pull it up. Make sure it's correct. Boom. This is by NPR. Zuckerberg grilled at Meta's strategy about Meta's strategy to target teens and tweens. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg was clearly getting testy. That's not what I'm saying at all, said the tech billionaire. I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying, he responded. You're mischaracterizing what I'm saying, he shot back. The executive was testifying on Wednesday before a jury in Los Angeles in a marquee social media trial accusing Meta of deliberately designing features of Instagram to addict children, and the legal term the family was intent on showing that Zuckerberg's fingerprints were all over the company's big decisions. Mark Lanier, a Texas trial lawyer and pastor with a folksy courtroom demeanor, directed Zuckerberg's attention to a 2020 internal Meta document showing that 11-year-olds were 4 times more likely to keep coming back to Facebook compared to older users. Instagram's minimum age for signing up is 13. People who join Facebook at 11 years old, Lanier said to Zuckerberg, I thought y'all didn't have any of those, which is pretty crazy to think about, that you could be 11 and join Facebook. You had to be in college whenever it started.
Right.
And
you had to have a college email.
Yeah,
and
college
then
email.
They loosened that. But I don't think it's that, like, I think it's not, I mean, I don't know. I just knew that was the case. Obviously.
No, I mean, I know. That's just like,
because it was such a big deal that Australia is banning social media for 16 and under, so what was the ban if it wasn't nothing?
Yeah. Zuckerberg did admit that many users lie about their age to get on Instagram. Enforcing age limit rules, he said, can be very difficult.
Okay, stop right there. Okay, fuck you, Zuckerberg. You have a cash volcano of advertising money that you just print every day because your targeting advertising is so fucking good that you're the only game in town. Or you and whatever, YouTube, like Google and Amazon, whatever the fuck. But the point is they know exactly. What do you mean? Like, I thought about getting a gold chain once, like, and all of a sudden, like, gold chain ads are popping up. Like, they don't know how old I am. Like, get the fuck out of here. They don't know if I'm lying. Like, they know everything about me. They know exactly who you are. They know every different type of Asian. So, like, my point, so, like, the fact that, like, that they are like, oh, these 12-year-olds are too smart for us. Shut the fuck up, Zuckerberg.
Yeah, Lanier argued that not only did Instagram know their users were under 13, but they aggressively sought to recruit them to their platform. One Meta document from 2015 showed an estimate of 30% of 10 to 12-year-olds in the U.S. were using Instagram. The company had a goal to increase the time 10-year-olds spend on Instagram, another document showed. I don't remember the context of this email from more than 10 years ago, he said. I think the way we should build things is to build useful services for people to connect with their family, friends, and learn about the world. One 2018 internal Meta document stated, if we're going to win big with teens, we must bring them in as tweens. Lanier pointed out, saying that undercut Meta's own policy. The legal team representing the plaintiff, a 20-year-old California woman known in the courtroom as Kaylee, attempted to demonstrate that the top-down goal of Meta has always been to encourage users to get on their platforms as young as possible, and once there, to figure out ways to keep them around. Often features like beauty filters made the app more alluring, Lanier argued. I mean, I wouldn't disagree. I mean, that's
It's like they're probably targeting ads to 10-year-olds, like, with, like, fucking, like,
Roblox
Bluey. Roblox, and they're like, but we didn't know they were 10. We just like
Fortnite ads. Like, what do you mean? I didn't know that they could buy V-Bucks on through their phone on like an app, like
like
fuck that.
Sky Zone ads, like for their birthday party, like on their birthday, on
Urban Air.
their 10th birthday.
Yeah. Have your birthday at Urban Air. Are
We
you
don't
about to
know.
turn 10? I didn't know that. Like, get out of here. Under questioning in the court, the billionaire Facebook founder responded. Wait, hold on. The company hired experts to affirm that such appearance enhancing filters contributed to body image issues among young girls. Totally agree. Zucker would not dispense with the filter tools, calling getting rid of them paternalistic. Under questioning in court, the billionaire Facebook founder responded, what we allow was letting people use those filters if they wanted, but deciding not to recommend them to people. So that was the balance we came to let people express themselves the way that they want. It sounds full of shit.
Yeah, he's full of shit. It costs them money to have to fucking like do it, and so they don't want to do it. And well, okay, first of all, the money's negligible for that. Like if they wanted to do it, they could do it. That's not even it. It's more that it costs them money by kicking these people off because they get money for having more users and being able to advertise to these kids. That's what that they want, as many people on the fucking thing as they that's what it is. Like these, come on, man, come on.
Yeah, it's a portfolio of people they can
Yeah, dude.
advertise
Like,
to.
I was telling somebody the other day, like, whenever, shout out Ukraine. Also Bangladesh is like moved into the top 6 countries. I don't know what's going on. We might need to make a trip out to Bangladesh. I could tell what type of people you are if like you were up like in a lineup of Asians. Um, but well, I was telling somebody about Ukraine and how like we could like I could look up like where in Ukraine people were listening. And it was just like down the front lines of like all like, and it's like, dude, this is way too specific. It's like, so the data that these companies have on us is so specific. So like that the fact that they just can't figure it out is dumb.
Well, yeah,
It's so
they're
it's so
choosing not to figure it
it's
out.
just disingenuous. Yeah.
Yeah, they're choosing not to. Like I said, it's a big catalog of people that they can sell to advertisers.
Right.
That's it. It's like the more people on the platform, the bigger the phone book.
And those people get older, and so you want to lock them in, as it's like, why do I have a Facebook right now? It's because I made one when I was a freshman in college, the second year that it was around. And it's like I've I know a lot of people just stop using Facebook. It's like I would still like check it maybe like once a day for some reason, like memories or something. But I've like even gotten out of that habit now. Now it's just like there,
Yeah.
connected to my Instagram.
Yeah. There's 1,600 other plaintiffs. The appearance of Zuckerberg, the star witness of the trial, came in the second week. What's expected to be a 6-week proceeding. Other tech executives, social media specialists, addiction experts, and others have also been slated to testify. Kaylee, the plaintiff, is expected to deliver the most emotional testimony later in the trial. Her lawsuit claims she began using social media at 6, including YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Snap. After becoming hooked on the platform, she said her body image issues, depression, and suicidal thoughts worsened. The suit points to features like body filters, infinite scroll, autoplay as being tantamount to a digital casino. 6 years old, your kid's on Instagram at 6 years old. That's wild.
Yeah, I don't even get the need for that.
I don't know. Like, how would you not know if it's like a parent?
Because I used to be get make fun of people because they seemed what was the word, not capable of keeping their children off of like a screen,
Yeah.
But then I realized that it's like I've never had a kid, so that's probably pretty hard nowadays. But keeping them off of Instagram doesn't seem that hard. It's like you could pick something else, like give them solitaire or Minesweeper. Because like if you think about it, like the screen time I had was probably just as much as these kids. It was just like a big computer.
2000, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
that's
just
all
me
it is.
in the
It's
computer
just
room.
It's just a computer, but even your computer room time was limited.
Yeah, but well, I don't know. at my house. I mean, limited by like dial-up internet, but like not because my parents wanted to limit it. Like they put like a computer in each one of our rooms as soon as they could.
No, I know that. I'm just saying it was definitely more monitored than it would be now. Like, cause now they're just like, here's
Oh
my
yeah, for
phone, take
sure.
my phone.
Yeah, yeah, and just the fact that the phone is the size that it is, and has the processing power that it does nowadays, and the capabilities that it has nowadays. And yeah, you could just put it in your hand and stick it right to your fucking face, you know.
And if your kid's got like an iPad or anything like that, like they don't need you. If they know how to work Roblox, they know how to make an Instagram account.
Yeah, and also you've just you know given a portal to like pedophiles into your like lives.
Well, especially with Roblox being there.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Roblox is
Roblox is
like,
fucking
and then
wild.
if you listen to the motherfucking CEO of Roblox like try to like like paint that turd gold, like it's just like Jesus Christ, whatever what is the term that I was just trying to say? It's like polish that turd, paint
Uh,
that, gild that lily.
I like that. I like that though. Paint that turd gold. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That's like that was like a mashup of a thousand things, like a mashup of like slugs, like when life gives you lemons, paint that shit gold, to polish that turd, to gild that lily. I just mashed those three up, and that's how my brain works there.
Paint while you over there painting turds gold, dog.
Ew.
Nasty. I take that outside.
Uh, but yeah, the Roblox CEO, he's like basically like he's like our shit's safe, like we don't have any issues. It's like
But
what?
there's like no incentivization for the old Zuck to not do this because everything he does is
Well, he was like decentivized to do it because of Trump. Like first, because they went hard on Trump, kicked him off, and then Trump got back in power, and then like sued him, and it was like such, and then started like you said he was gonna put him in jail, like for like, and
yeah.
yeah. So he's like, so basically he was like, we tried to do the right thing, like even though it was like not good for their bottom line. And then look at this is the thanks I get. He's like, somebody, so fuck it.
Well, and he saw the influx of people go to. He saw that people were like, "Yeah, X and their moderating systems and the free speech," and he started to copy that.
Well, yeah.
So
His
what?
point,
So like
the point is like he doesn't
whatever.
have to do it. He thought like the public would want him to regulate this stuff, and then or the government, and he realized that Trump doesn't give a shit, and it's better for
No,
the money.
Trump is gonna throw him in jail for doing
Right. He's like, so it's better for the money to, also to let this shit happen. So he's like, so yeah, you're right. All the incentives are on one side of this fucking equation, except for the fact that you're going to destroy society. And
it.
what's the point of having all this money if you live in a shithole country?
Well, and then if there's a pendulum swing, like he just goes with whatever direction the wind's blowing. That's it. He's like, it's robotic, weird synth humanoid where he's like, because I guarantee you. So let's say they lose.
Right,
Let's
right. Like
say
he's amoral at best, and so yeah, he's not making like decisions on what's like
he thinks
the
is right. He
the
does
ethical
whatever.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
he doesn't because he doesn't whatever the concept of being what's right is like he's a fucking sociopath. Like it's basically what's gonna make the company money, and then that's the starting point, and then it's like okay, then what do I have to do?
yeah, no,
To,
definitely.
yeah, to appease people so I can continue to make money. And if I don't have to do it, then I definitely won't have. Then I won't.
Yeah, exactly. That's where it's like all these oil companies are like, oh yeah, like okay, we'll be more mindful of the planet because we have to be, and then we're just throwing out regulations. They're like, oh fuck yeah, that's just more money. Like they don't give a shit.
Just like yeah, it's just like the Voting Rights Act. As soon as it's like oh, we can get rid of the Rights Act now because it's all it's 2026. Racism is fixed. Soon as they start getting provisions taken off, all of a sudden all these southern states just taking away like polling places out of black neighborhoods just immediately. They already had the legislation written. As soon as that law goes away, it's like it's same thing, dude.
Yeah, yeah. You saw that a lot with the with Roe v. Wade, there was a lot of states that we talked
Exactly. Yeah,
about on the
same
one
thing.
that had trigger laws and set in motion like for like 20 years, where it's like when this happens,
Yeah, but
this
that's
is
a
what
little
we're doing.
different. That's a little different because that was always like the goal, you know. With the Voting Rights Act, they're trying to they're not outwardly saying, "Oh, we're gonna go fuck
Yeah,
the African American
yeah.
communities if this wasn't here." They're saying we don't need it because we're past that time,
And
and
then they
it's like
take it down. They're like, get them.
boom, boom, yeah,
Let's get them.
I know, like just it grosses me out, dude.
That's pretty gross. So,
That was the one thing that I thought was like sacrosanct, like bipartisan. The most American thing ever was like you don't fuck with like votes or like someone's right to vote or like voting in general. You know,
Well, that's where they're going to lose a lot of right wingers, or they could lose a lot of libertarians, if the ones that they haven't already lost.
well,
With like
like I
the
just didn't think.
conduct of ICE is very anti-libertarian. There's a lot of stuff, but suppressing, making it harder for people to vote is also very anti-libertarian. And he carried a lot of libertarian vote last year. RFK voters.
I mean, bro, what are you talking? He tried to steal an election. He tried to overthrow the United States government. He got elected. So it's like, I mean, you don't. I don't think now, like,
No, but like, I mean, think about what's like a libertarian's like biggest fear is suppression of vote, suppression of like freedom of speech, and their Second Amendment
he
rights.
tried to kill the vice president so that he could suppress the vote.
Well, but that's true. I'm not disagreeing with that. But then we had a whole other term of somebody else, and now he's back in power. What I'm saying is the conduct of ICE that's going to, no matter if you're not, oh, I don't want to say not stupid. That sounds terrible. But it's true. If you're not stupid, you understand how that affects both sides of the aisle. And there's some people like libertarians that are going to be very anti-ICE because they're very anti-big government, very big.
Okay, okay, I
Right?
understand
No,
what
but
you're
I mean,
saying,
right? So, like,
but
I mean,
every single principle has been stepped on by these guys. So, like, I thought conservatives were fiscally responsible. That shit went out the window a long time ago. You know, I thought they were trying to drain the swamp. That shit went out the window a long
well, no,
time
but
ago.
now it's reached a whole nother
Why is
level.
this one
It's
different?
it's
You know,
reached, and I know, but now it's reached a
I
completely
thought they were
different
against
level.
pedophiles. They fucking got Jeffrey
It's
Epstein up in the White
exactly.
House.
So what I'm saying is they've reached a level where he ran on the second term. He ran on a platform of still being some of those things, and some people bought that bullshit. And now, like, if you were if you voted for Trump twice, and you're a libertarian,
Three
that's
times.
okay. Let's say you voted for him just twice, right? Let's say you only voted for him twice, or even
Well,
three times.
which ones? Which ones?
Or three.
That means
Fine.
that means you voted against him once.
All right, so let's say three times. Let's say you voted for him three times, but you're super pro Second Amendment, super pro freedom of speech and voting. Like, this is infuriating for you. This is why they're like bracing that they're going to lose the midterms. It's not just because people on the left are going to be incentivized to go vote, but also because there's a lot of people on the right that are like, what the fuck are we doing?
I know, and
And it gets worse.
all I'm saying
And
is
there's
that
a lot of
I
things
thought
that are
I
tipping
thought
points.
that would have happened a long time ago.
True.
And I thought it would happen many times.
We
And
thought
so
that, well,
I'm done. I'm done. Like getting my hopes up that this will be the time that the Republicans see that he's not really a Republican. It's like
I think that he's not always been a Republican. I think that people liked him because he kind of wasn't. He ran like he was, but he wasn't. He wasn't like ever. That's why they call actual Republicans rhinos. But I do think that now they're realizing that how bad the lies are. Like, at this point, like, hey, with this Epstein stuff, which is a huge cornerstone
I hope you're right.
platform
I
for
hope
him,
you're right. I just don't see it.
him doing this with the Epstein files. The ones that are still super pro Trump don't even talk about that shit. They act like it doesn't even exist, like none of it's even happening.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Article number 2 from the AP. The backcountry ski trip hit by an avalanche was led by an outfit offering mountain adventures globally. A group of 15 backcountry skiers headed out on a 3-day trek organized by Blackbird Mountain Guides into pristine wilderness near Fog Lake in California's Sierra Nevada as a powerful windstorm moved into the state. Skiers made their way Sunday to the remote hut situated at 76,000 feet in Tahoe National Forest carrying their own food and supplies. At 6:49 a.m. that same morning, the Sierra Avalanche Center had issued an avalanche watch for the area, indicating large slides were likely in the next 48 to 24 hours. Around 5 a.m. on Tuesday morning, the group was scheduled to make its way out of the trailhead. The center increased the watch to a warning. Within hours, an avalanche hit the Castle Peak, trapping the skiers. Authorities said Wednesday that 8 people were killed and 1 person remained missing. 6 skiers were rescued after sheltering in place for hours as searchers battled the blizzard conditions. Nevada County Sheriff Shannon Moon said investigators were examining the decision to proceed with the trip Sunday despite the forecast of a major storm. It's not known if the guides would have known about the avalanche warning as they returned to the trailhead. We're still in conversation with them on the decision factors that they made, Moon said Wednesday in the news conference. Before the disaster, the company said its guides were highly skilled in dealing with extreme conditions and that it offered avalanche education. If you've booked the Fog Lake Hudson Truckee, trust our guides to elevate your trip to the next level, the business said on its website, advertising the trip. We'll navigate in and out of the huts, manage the risks, and find the best terrain and snow quality for you and your group. The guide said in a statement Tuesday that it was coordinating with authorities. 3 of the guides were among those killed. The company, which offices are in California and Washington State, offers mountaineering and backcountry ski trips across the U.S. and West Coast, as well as in Europe and Japan. It offers safety courses like wilderness skills and first aid. I mean, how big is this out there? I mean, I've seen it all over the news. That's scary, man. Avalanche is terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, getting, hit with a tsunami would be really scary, like a big-ass fuck-off wave. But a big-ass fuck-off wave of snow and ice and trees, like the destruction those things make, fuck that. That would be horrifying.
What would you rather?
Get hit with a tsunami or an avalanche? So an avalanche would be terrifying, but I would probably take an avalanche over a tsunami. I like my chances to survive more. You gotta just figure out if you survive and you're stuck, you gotta figure out which way's up because you don't know which way you landed, so you get stuck. So there's a thing where you're supposed to dig a hole around your head and then you spit, and whichever way your spit goes, the opposite direction is up, and that's how you get out. If you're like buried sideways, because you might think you could be sitting what you think is correct.
No, that's a good way. That's a good way to get out of an orgy as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Just wait till she spits, and then you just realize, which way to crawl out.
Okay, that's great. Well, thank you.
Pro tip.
Pro tip, not even pro tip. Orgy like a pro.
Start paying your boys.
Your boy. You don't have to pay me for that. But yeah, I don't know. Like I see shit like this and it's terrifying. Like going backcountry skiing where there could be avalanches. And how would they not know? Do they not have like radios? There's no like way to transmit to people. Do they not know that y'all are up on the fucking mountain during the middle of an avalanche watch? Like, I don't know. That just sounds like all around bad idea.
That's what I always think with these situations, but I just realized it's like, well, the type of people that do shit like this are the type of people that like wouldn't do the proper protocols, or that would be up in the whole thing. It's like they're sketchy to begin with, or they're doing sketchy things to begin with, right?
Yeah, but I think if you're gonna do sketchy things like that, you get what you pay for. So I am curious.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why most people in a squirrel suit are dead.
So I'm curious to see like what decisions were made or how what their track record is. It's like deep sea fishing. Would I go deep sea fishing? Sure. Would I get in one of those little rickety ass boats where they're like, yeah, $200, we'll take y'all out, and I feel like I'm gonna die? Absolutely not. Like, if I'm gonna go deep sea fishing, I'm going to spend like $2,000 to go out there and go fishing. It's gonna be with a bunch of trained people on a nice fucking boat with fucking insurance. Like, I'm not going out on some little rinky-dink boat to go deep sea fishing. And there's two types of people. There's people who go on the rinky-dink boat. Those are the ones that go scuba diving and get left out there. They forget that they're out there and just leave them.
Or Drone Strike by Pete Hegseth.
Yeah, or drone strike. That's true. I forgot. That is
Allegedly.
no, it's not alleged. He's like, yeah, we did that shit. You want to see the video? This is crazy. I don't care if they didn't have enough gas on a boat that small to make.
I meant that they were allegedly smuggling drugs.
Oh, okay. I thought they were just smuggling snorkels.
Allegedly deep fishing. I meant.
But yeah. So you get what you pay for. So I'm curious. Now that's a pretty big portfolio. To be like Europe, West Coast, all over the U.S. That's kind of cool. But I don't know. I'm not into that. I'm not into it. Here we go. The rugged terrain has been closed to the public for a century before the Truckee Donnerland Trust bought it and opened the huts. The tour, which cost $1,165 per person, was rated for intermediate to experienced skiers with at least 20 days of backcountry experience who can climb up to 2,500 vertical feet through a day, according to the company's website. Guides carry first aid kits, while participants must bring their own ski equipment, avalanche gear, including a beacon, shovel, and a probe. Bring your own probes.
Always do.
Generally, our guides are able to find excellent backcountry snow conditions, but often we need to travel through difficult conditions. Be adept with your backcountry touring skills and have a solid foundation for touring before the trip. I mean, it sounds like they put a lot of onus on the people when they go out there. Avalanche safety equipment runs mountain safety programs. He said heavy snowfall in 24 hours is a really big red flag, and that the safest option is to just to lever rather than hunker down. High intensity snowfall in short amount of time can increase the avalanche hazard fast. So you already have a snowpack sitting on the snow, and then you have all of this new snow that's falling down at a rapid rate. The snow can slide on that old snow surface. Yeah, that's sad. I mean, it's wild too that 3 of the people, that died were his guides. I mean, that would just be terrifying, man. Imagine being 15 people deep and an avalanche is coming. Do you try to beat it? Do you turn and do you try to ski downhill and escape it?
Yeah. I just saw a video, like an IG reel, where, avalanche is coming, and
he caused it. I've seen that one where he
he's trying to outrun it, but then he hits a lip and does a fucking gnarly backflip, and the caption was like, when you're about to die, but you still have to go ham or something, it's just those type. I think what you're saying though, if you don't think about it for more than a second, it maybe sounds counterintuitive, but easier to survive probably, or a higher chance to survive an avalanche than a fucking tsunami. You're thinking water versus snow, and it's no. A fucking 20-foot wave, what, there's a limited amount of snow on a mountain. The ocean.
Yeah,
the ocean.
The force of the planet's gravitational pull behind it.
Yeah, you got the moon working on your ass.
It's gonna knock you into if you get hit by a tsunami and pushed full force into a wall, you
got space involved. I'm out.
Avalanches.
Mountains are tall, but space is crazy.
I guess there's avalanches. I'm sure there's times where they don't find people, but I feel
obviously they both suck.
But a tsunami, they don't find people.
Right. Exactly. My point is I don't want to do either, and the avalanche. These are top 2 natural disasters. People fucking throw out earthquake all the time. That's the one they're most scared of. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
I was thinking if there's the mega earthquake, I think that's what scares me.
I was here for the Northridge one, and that was whatever. But I've been through 50 since then, and every single time I just continue doing what I was doing the second before it started. So it's like it's not a big deal. Tsunami, avalanche, throw those up with tornado for me. And
Now mudslide. Mudslides are really scary because that's just like
I mean that's the worst way to
it's, a,
die,
it's
maybe.
like a
But like
land. It's like a land avalanche. So it's just like rock. It's like liquefied
yeah,
earth.
and then you just get buried, and then just are just there. Like it's because mudslides happen a lot out here, like more than earthquakes. I don't know about more than earthquakes because earthquakes probably happen every day. You just don't feel them.
Yeah,
But
mudslides are scary.
but they happen a lot out here because like what happens is we get the cycle of we have the fires and then so that burns all the vegetation, so then there's no roots keeping the soil in, and then we get rain and then the mudslides, and then with the rain helps the vegetation grow back, and then the fires have something to burn and then they burn it and then the mud. I'm fat because I eat and I eat because I'm fat. It's a vicious cycle, you know what I'm saying, dog?
What's that from?
Austin Powers.
Well, that's right. It's like, what is that from? Fat because I eat, and I eat because I'm fat.
That reminds me, like, so when I was in the poker tournament and starting to like build my stack, uh, in these poker tournaments, there's a lot of like needing to make change, like, because like the chips, how the chip stacks are and stuff, like with the blinds, because like there's antes and all that, so like, all the time people are like, changing, give me like $1,000 chip for, two $500 chips or a $500 chip for two $500 chips, but like I got up early in the tournament that I got to, won the money, and like the dealer would be constantly asking me for chips, like for change to break them because I had so many chips that I could do it, and I was telling the guy next to me that that's like it's a little known aspect of like tournament strategy is to become the bank. So now you got the power. You're the one who's people have to come to you if they want $500, from their $500 chip, and it's just another element where you can assert your dominance. I was saying that to this guy like 15 minutes into the tournament because I had already built my stack that much and I made it all the way to the final table like 5 hours later.
Hmm. What did he say?
He was like agreeing with me. He was just impressed. Like I was like, I'm telling you, like out the gates, just like
Were there witnesses?
yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was making sure.
Oh, you want to? Oh, no. This is what we're saying. So the date that I went and blew up, I was
Last night's date bomb.
right. So that last night was a Tuesday. So this tournament was on Sunday. There was two tournaments, right? So one was Saturday, one was Sunday. The one that I made the money was Sunday. But I had been updating the girl that I went on that day with about the tournaments. So, I told her I was like pretty good at poker, and I played in the tournament on Saturday and I didn't win. But then I went and played on Sunday and I did. And so I texted her and I was like, "Hey, so you like a little impressed and maybe slightly turned on that I was able to back up my self proclamations about of poker greatness so quickly?" Because I was like saying I was good at poker, and then I did like win the fucking tournament, and then she's like, she goes, yeah, except for, and she's divorced, that her ex husband like had like a gambling problem, and his favorite way to gamble was poker, and then they used to go to Vegas, and he would like leave her and go play poker for 15 hours, and she said like he never won, and he would call her like bad luck, and it was like this whole like, and I was like, oh my, here I am like just like like feeling like I'm on one, I
Like
just
I'm
cashed in, got the
badass,
money.
and she's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, it's
And
great."
I'm standing in like the cuz like the tournament is like in a different room where they play like blackjack and stuff. So I went over to where they like the cash games are, and I'm talking to like my homie the dealer Brian, and my phone was about to die, so he's like, "Oh, you just plug it in the wall." So I'm standing like in the middle of the poker room with my phone plugged in, like with a grin on my face, like $1,200 and I'm like, about to I'm now flexing and asking this girl if she's impressed with me, and then she just immediately was like, no, actually, I'm like worried that you're like addicted to gambling because that's what my husband was like. I'm like, oh fuck.
They're like, "Oh shit."
I should have known that was a sign that hey, this isn't gonna go well for you.
That's awesome. Um, article number 3. 2 Chinese American Olympians competing for rival superpowers. I haven't been like super engaged in the Winter Olympics this year.
Yeah, me neither.
Like whatever, I could give a shit less. But as unusual battle is unfolding in the Winter Olympics in Milan, not on the slopes or in the rinks, but on the internet. So I didn't realize this. This one chick who I was like, I mean, she's Chinese American, but she's
No, I knew that. I saw the picture and I could just tell.
Eileen Gu, a freestyle or Jew. Gu. Well, I mean, I don't know. Gu, Gu, a freestyle skater, and Alyssa Liu.
It's GIF, not GIF. GIF.
GIF. A figure skater. They have a lot in common. Both are young American Chinese heritage, were born and raised in the U.S., and they are champions in their field. And yet one is being held a trailblazer. The other one is being deemed a traitor. At least the case in the eyes of most of the U.S. on Chinese social media, and the other way around. Why Liu, the daughter of a political activist who fled China after a deadly crackdown, is competing under the U.S. flag, and Gu, whose mother moved to the U.S. for higher education and spent her childhood summers visiting Beijing, is representing China in Milan. So the one girl who's definitely looks, oh, that sounds bad, but looks exponentially
Chinese?
more American. No, that looks like exponentially more American is the one that's, competing for China. And it's all about money. Like, there's no way they're not, it's like endorsements and ads. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Get out of here.
Oh, well, like the reason why she's competing for China?
Like that's gotta be. There's gotta be a financial
Or maybe
reason.
she's gonna make it on the American team, and
She's won 5 medals, so she gets. There's an interview where she got super.
because usually it's usually like I couldn't like for like the World Baseball Classic, I couldn't make it on the American team, so I'm gonna play for the Italian team because like my last name's like Piazza, but like I'm not actually Italian. That's what I thought it was.
Eileen Gu competes for China and gets paid millions to do it. Elisa Liu, the daughter of a Chinese immigrant who participated in the Tiananmen Square protests. In a world of Eileen Gu, Spee, and Alyssa Liu, someone said on X, which is like wild though. Like she's it's all about money. There's no way. Like it's got to completely be about endorsements. She grew up out here. She visited some, but spent her summers trained. So it's like whenever they have that, you make your own decisions. But I just find that very interesting. And a reporter asked her because she got silver. She got 2 silvers, so she lost 2 gold medals, and they were like, "Oh, does it hurt only getting 2 silvers? Do you feel like you missed out on 2 golds?" And she's like, "I'm the most decorated female freestyle skater or skier in history. So no, what are you talking about?" Like, sounded like you could definitely tell it got under her skin, and just sounded like a.
Do you watch the Traders?
No, I don't.
You know Michael Rappaport is?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the homie. He was on there, and yeah, he would call himself he's like the best looking, the dopest, the smartest trader, but not trader, faithful, because you're either a trader or faithful. But yeah, that's what she sounds like right there. It's Michael Rappaport in jest, hyping himself up.
Rather than border their underlying concurrent competitiveness between the U.S. and China. And right now, what is it? The Nederlanders are just kicking everybody's ass. It's not even close.
It sounds like you've been keeping up with it a little bit, bro.
Well, no, I read about this. I watched something about it this morning because I was like, huh. I was like, that's weird. And then I watched her interview where she got pissed off. And I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. But then I was like, wait, like, why are they grilling this, like, American chick? Like, go. And then I was like, wait, she's skiing for China? That's crazy. And then it's like they flip-flopped. I don't know. I think, but I've always thought it was weird when somebody's like, oh, well, I'm French American, but I'm going to go play in the World Cup for France. Like, it's totally like, I'm going to go, it's like in high school, I'm going to go to this school because they have a better football team.
Like I don't miss like very much shit about the past with drinking and shit like that, but one thing that I've actually caught myself missing: drinking game, figure skating. Anytime anybody falls, take a shot.
People were falling like crazy this year, dude. Like, you'd
Super
be hammered.
Right.
But I always liked watching that too, because like the egos you have to be a figure skater is like so crazy. Like you rarely meet like a super humble figure skater.
Well, I feel like an Olympian in general.
True, but figure skater is like it's like another class of it's like a different class of its own.
And I was gonna the example I was gonna use actually was figure skater. Because what's his name? Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir
Yeah,
are all on the traders, um, together, and like he's just like a feminine gay guy, and he's like, but he's actually like super super nice too, and he's like not getting messy like at all like in
yeah,
the whole game. But then there's like this like one clip of like where he's doing like the interview, you doing a reality show where you're sitting
yeah. And
like yeah,
confessional.
confessional, right? And just something he said where I was like, oh, and I was like, oh, I was like, where it was kind of like oh, that's why he's an Olympian, It's like you forget you're sleeping on Johnny Weir, but like there's a side of him that that's competitive and
Yeah,
got
they're
him
like
like yeah
they're
like
the sprinters of the Winter Olympics. So
right
it's like
right right.
sprinters are like
But
big
he's just like he was just
personalities.
like so sweet, nice, like just like friendly, And then but then he said like I'm like oh fuck yeah, oh yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot you don't fuck with that dude.
yeah. No, I mean he's made it this far for a reason.
Right.
I mean, you got to watch other kids' dreams fall apart for you to chase yours if you're a figure skater.
Yeah, see, we can't have anything nice in this world. Like,
Like
just
that,
it's like
there's
if you're a
honestly, when
billionaire,
you
then you're
think
a piece
about
of
it,
shit going to hell.
there's very few competitive sports like figure skating, ballet. Even ballet's got some sort of team centric aspect to it because you dance with like a troupe or a company. But yeah, man, like if you're like 9, and you're like competing in figure skating, you're watching other kids' dreams, like of not like I want to be on TV, of like being in the Olympics. Like that is like that is your goal, is to like like that'd be hardcore. I guess gymnastics would be another one where that'd be like hardcore. Like if you were that good, how many people you'd watch like fail or quit and give up on the way to you being an Olympian would be hardcore. You'd almost be like Oprah becoming a billionaire, being just an evil person deep down to
Basically,
your
basically, you're
at your
just saying,
core.
like, you're just basically saying, like, if you live forever, how much terrible shit would you see? It's like, well, yeah,
Yeah, a lot.
okay, well, that just means you live forever. It's like, that's just what happens.
So you're admitting Oprah's a bad person, and that's
It,
just what happens.
well, I'm talking my own game because, like, I was telling somebody like the worst things I've ever seen on the planet or at the poker table. It's just horrific. It's like you'll be thinking like things that would be just good enough to fucking destroy you, and somebody was like, yeah, like life, dude. And I'm just like, yeah, I guess you're right. I'm just describing life, that anything could happen, and ups, downs, in
Yeah,
betweens.
that's how it goes, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too invested in this, but I do find it very funny that this girl was born in California to a Chinese mother, American father. Her mother, she was raised by her mother, a successful venture capitalist with degrees from Peking University and Stanford. She grew up with her foot firmly in both worlds, spending her summers in Beijing and the rest of her time in a private school in San Francisco. I don't know. It's all about, there's no way. Like, I just don't believe it. She said she wants to inspire millions of people. And that's really, she said that she wants to inspire girls over there to compete and do things because it is like a very like male first centric culture, which is a
Where
good
China?
answer. Traitor.
China?
Yeah.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, yeah. Well, then guess what? Send her back to China so the Chinese can eat her. Sounds like a Panda Express dish. Colon, pal.
you always go back to that.
I know. I did. That
You
that is
always
like
go back to it.
stuck
That
in my
is,
head forever, dude.
I know, like since the
Condoleezza Rice.
sounds like a Mexican dish.
Send her back to Mexico so the Mexicans can eat her.
That's like
It doesn't
that's
even make sense. It's just so
pilot
stupid.
episode. That's the pilot episode.
Dude.
Tyrone Biggums Chappelle Show. That is the first episode, so that's had you hooked since like the moment you saw that.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. The imprint of Chappelle just on my brain right there.
Just like imprinted.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they're trying to make it and frame it as it's like the U.S. versus China, like it always is.
It always is,
But
motherfucks.
I do think that's goofy.
And that's right, Russia. Nobody's worried about your gas station over there.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? Hunter Biden on the board over there jerking off in meetings.
Well, not anymore.
Well, right.
He is like art now. He's just like paints.
You ever
and shit.
did you watch that interview with him and Andrew Callahan?
He has like 3 or 4 of them with him, where he's like,
Well, they're like, it's just like 4 hours long. I think they might have broke it up.
but yes,
But yeah, and people that I like on the left, like I'll hear him like just like I'll like hit Hunter Biden with like a stray and be like, oh, I fucking hate that guy. Oh, I'm like, he's kind of like smart
He
and on
seems-
point. Like
he seems
he's like,
cool as
doesn't
fuck.
really seem, and then there's like that meme going around or screenshot where it's like, why isn't Hunter Biden in the Epstein files? And like one of the chicks was like, because he likes Latinas and grown ass women.
yeah, and crack and guns.
Oh, crack and grown ass women. Yeah.
Sure, he released them himself.
And supposedly he was like very respectful and tipped well.
Oh, I'm sure he seems not super nice.
Right.
He's just a mess, but he seems like a nice guy.
But yeah, it's like, dude, if you guys got a hold of my laptop and I had a video, I don't have any. I guess I just yeah.
Me
trying to,
naked smoking crack.
Yeah, I was trying to think of like
with a bunch of prostitutes and a gun.
like there, we all could like if there was a video of something that we were doing in private, we'd all look crazy, you know.
Yeah.
But I realized like, no, he made the video, and what he was doing is crazier than anything that I do. So
Yeah,
like,
what he was
both,
doing was
so both those things are not like equivalent to this analogy.
yeah, like there's 10 minutes of that.
We've all made videos of us doing hardcore drugs while naked, right, guys?
with guns and prostitutes.
Did I tell you about how my coworker at the time,
While people think we're in recovery.
told me that she was the first person that I knew was like into QAnon, and then she was saying like that she had seen a video of Hunter Biden with an underage girl, and she wrote this in an email, email while we're in the office, like on our work, and I was like, I was like, what? Well, I knew that doesn't exist, but then I realized like you just admitted to like watching like underage sexual content on a work email. I know that it's not true what you just said, but that is what you just did.
This is a girl
I watched a
from work?
video with Hunter, yeah, at work during work. I was like, that's how crazy QAnon, I was like, has got you. Same girl. Her and I used to be like the last 2 of the sales team, like in the office. A lot of people would get there earlier and leave earlier, 'cause, like their clients were like on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And this one day I was in the bathroom, and it was the day that JFK Jr. was supposed to show up in Dallas.
I remember that there's so many people that
Yeah.
showed up.
And I was in the bathroom, and I was just like scrolling through like the news, and I saw that I didn't even know about that, and I saw that was supposed to happen, and that he didn't show up, and it was a QAnon thing. And as soon as I like opened the door, she's walking down the hall to go leave. I go, oh, Patricia. Oh, sorry, I just outed her. I don't care. Oh, Patricia. I was like, did you hear? JFK Jr. showed up in Dallas. She goes, oh my God, no, I was just on the phone with my daughter. He did? I was like, no. I just looked at her like with disgust. I was like, no. Just like, come on, you're a grown ass woman. What are we doing? But then guess what? Turns out that half of what she believed was actually happening.
Yeah, it was just a psyop created by the people that were doing it to distract her.
Which you would think the QAnon people would have figured out, because like that sounds crazy enough to be QAnon, like the pedophiles created the story
Same
about
with
the pedophiles.
Pizzagate. It was all Bannon, dude. Bannon's out there.
We've always said every accusation is a confession. We've said that from the beginning. We should have known this whole time. I mean, we did know.
Yeah, most people were like, no, him and
yeah. What am I saying? We did know.
Everybody knew. We just were like, some people were like, no, maybe not.
No, yeah, it's just half the fucking country just doesn't care.
And then the last article is really just a list. It says it's the 7 worst presidential nominees of all time.
I actually like that because on the very first episode, we brought out the list of it was what the historians do every 4 years of the presidents and they rank them. So this is a throwback, and because I've always wanted to do that, but it only comes out every 4 years, so it's like you can't really do that bit all the time. But this is a new little spin. Nominees, didn't think about that.
Yeah, number one, Horace Greeley, 1872 election. Greeley was a founder of the New York Tribune and became involved in the Whig Party politics as a young man. He was a big advocate for settlement in the American West and is said to have popularized the phrase "Go west, young man, go west and grow up in the country." A version of which was
Whoa! He popularized that phrase? I never knew who said that. What? Is that a popular phrase?
I know, like "Go west, young man," but I didn't know "Go west and grow up in the country." I never heard that.
Yeah, that part. That I was gonna say.
He wasn't really a politician. His main political experience was in 48 to 49 when he was a congressman in New York's 6th district. He only spent 4 months in the role and received it on the back of a resignation of a former congressman on the back for Congress on the back of election fraud. So he replaced somebody who resigned for election fraud. After the defeat of Lincoln, Greeley was supported by radical Republicans who opposed Andrew Jackson, but fell out with the Republican President Ulysses S. Grant over corruption and Reconstruction issues. This guy sounds like a dick. Number 2, James G. Blaine, 1884. If you look into Blaine's performance in the election, it was purely from a numbers perspective. You would suggest that he shouldn't have been on the list. He ended up losing a close election to Grover Cleveland. In reality, the Republican candidate managed to throw away this election due to incendiary comments during the campaign, along with a bribery scandal. The Republican Party had won the previous 6 elections, and Blaine would have made 7 in a row. Damn. Unlikely, Blaine eminently qualified for president. He represented the state of Maine as House of Representatives. He was Secretary of State on 2 occasions under 2 occasions under 3 different presidents. He had previous tilts as a Republican nominee. Damn, bro. Oh, wait. He had an affair in Cleveland, was found to have fathered an illegitimate child while on a railroad scandal. That's hardcore. So he actually had a kid. How did they prove it was his kid? Probably just looked like him. They're like, look at this kid. That's you. And he's like, shit.
Well, if it was Asian, I could definitely tell.
Yeah, true. Be like, nah, it's yours, man.
And there was the railroad, so it probably was a Chinese, like, illegitimate child, that Chinese indentured servant working on the railroad. Too soon?
Yeah, hold on. It was a tight race. Blaine hoped his Irish Catholic mother could give him the support of the Irish Americans in New York. This hope was destroyed when one of his supporters gave a speech deriding the Democrats. The speech was infamous as it said the Democrats were the party of rum, Romanism, and rebellion. While Blaine didn't notice the slur against Catholics, nor did the newspapers present it. Remember, so I mean, this guy's just stupid. He lost the popular vote by 0.57%. He lost the state of New York by 1,149 votes. Damn, that's really close to what Trump needed.
Well, in what year, though?
1884. Thomas Dewey, 1948 election. Let's see right here. Truman was extremely unpopular as the Democrat Party split 3 ways. Truman Dewey was certainly qualified as a candidate. He was the governor of New York, an office he'd held for 11 years, and already had 1 presidential campaign under his belt. While he was well beaten in 1944, the victor was incomparable Franklin D. Roosevelt, and Dewey managed to get almost 46% of the popular vote. That's pretty good. We're going up against FDR. Like, right? Almost half. That's on the popular vote.
Almost half? 46?
It's FDR.
That's an 8-point difference, bro.
Yeah, but it's FDR. You'd think it'd be more than that.
No, I don't know. He went 4 times.
How did he lose? He became complacent and believed a win was inevitable. So, since the Republicans believed they were merely needed to avoid any major blunders, Dewey adopted a safety first strategy, which was to backfire spectacularly. His speeches were dull, vague, and utterly pointless. Statements such as, "Your future is still ahead of you," did not really rally people behind his cause. In contrast, Truman's speeches were energetic, fired up supporters, as well as appealing to the white South. He also fared well with Midwestern farmers and Catholic and Jewish voters. So he's just a dud. George McGovern, 1972. You might be surprised to see for 50 years. South Dakota senator, came outspoken on his criticism of the Vietnam War and was considered himself the model of American liberalism. When he announced that he was running for president in 71, he was given little chance of even securing the nomination. Fell apart with a lack of funds, and another contender, Hubert Humphrey, was defeated by McGovern. He secured the nomination. However, he was looking for a running mate, and it proved to be a complete disaster as he turned down by several people, including Ted Kennedy. Damn, dude, he tried to pull that.
Damn, Ted Kennedy? He's a murderer and he turned you down, man. The Lion of the Senate, homie?
You say he's a murderer?
Yeah.
Aren't they like all murderers?
Well, he drunk drove into it. Yeah.
And killed somebody. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was to say, I think they've all been accused or done something. There was what?
Who's they all? Who's they all? Are you talking about my Irish people?
The Kennedys are killers. Or have covered up.
I think
deaths.
just because they've been killed.
Isn't there one of
their
them
death's been covered up.
One of them died in a ski accident. Then,
well, they're like a lot of tragic shits.
Yeah, they have all these like tragedies.
Yeah. Like literally, JFK's granddaughter just died she's 35. Died from cancer like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I saw that. Walter Mondale in 1984. He had been a U.S. Senator from Minnesota for 12 years and had been vice president under Jimmy Carter. I bet you people didn't like that too much. However, Carter wasn't popular in Americans. The economy nosedived during his tenure. Nevertheless, the Carter-Mondale team were nominated by the Democrats in 80. It was a complete bloodbath as Reagan and Bush Republican ticket won by a landslide, winning with 489 electoral college votes to just 49. Good Lord. The last one it says is John Kerry, 2004. The 7th worst presidential candidate.
Is that because he didn't win? He's a good. What do you mean?
I don't know.
How's he a bad candidate? He would have been a good president.
Kerry is yet another genuine, mystifying pick by the Democrats. This time for the 2024 elections, George W. Bush had only scraped into office in 2000, where he beat a dull and uninspiring Al Gore. The Democrats clearly thought it was a good strategy. He only barely lost, right? And chose another candidate with the charisma of a plank of wood. The party could have taken back the White House with a better candidate, since the first Bush Jr. administration ended with America in 2 wars. One was possibly justified, while the other was not. As a result, the public was frustrated by the news of dead soldiers and bogus WMDs. Alas, Kerry was not the man to benefit from the disaffection that he ran a pretty dreadful campaign, if truth be told. He criticized Bush over the war. He wasn't able to make any headway in the polls. He made a real blunder when it came to his own military record. The Swift Vets and PFWs for Truth campaign hurt Kerry badly. They suggested he lied about the effectiveness and indeed the nature of Swift boat operations in Vietnam. There were even baseless allegations he lied to get war medals. He was far too slow to respond to the accusations of his former mates, and his campaign even backtracked regarding a mission in Cambodia and his behavior in battle that earned him his Bronze Star. I remember hearing this carries a flip flopper. I remember hearing that all the fucking time.
No, I know, but I think what they should be saying is that George W. Bush ran a good campaign and he ran a shitty campaign, but he wasn't a shitty nominee. But yeah, like the fact that you were a fucking war hero and George W. Bush is a war dodger and or a draft dodger, and we're in two wars and he's acting like he's the military patriotic motherfucker when Kerry didn't get drafted either. He fucking volunteered and they made him seem like a pussy.
Yeah, Democrat, I mean, he didn't help his cause by actually flip-flopping over certain issues. For example, he said that marriage was something between a man and a woman, but didn't support any of the numerous state bans on gay marriage. He didn't respond when Democratic members said those against gay marriage were backwards thinking homophobes. It got even worse when he brought up Dick Cheney's lesbian daughter during the third presidential debate. No one really cared about the vice president's daughter, and it ruined the momentum he had, seeming by winning all three of the debates.
See, I'm telling you, man, it's an unfair battle for Democrats versus Republicans. It's like if you're a Democrat, like you need to hold the line on everything, and you better be, like, and then Republicans will clutch their pearls, like, you said what about Dick Cheney's daughter? But then, or like, you flip flopped on this. It's like Trump, like, flip flops in the middle of like one word, like he's in the middle of a syllable, and he'll flip flop, and they don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, and we seen Obama didn't support gay marriage and then changed his mind. I think people can do it as long as it's about how you go about doing it and are you honest
with
about
I think Obama always supported it, not publicly. He said he was for civil unions, and then what happened was Biden came out and said that he was for gay marriage, and then Obama fucking almost murdered him in the Oval Office for getting ahead of him on that, and then had to come out and say that he was for it.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean that I was totally fine with that. It's like I get the politics for Obama. It's like to me it was like that was one of those things where it's like I know that he's not a bigot, and I know that he's down for gay marriage, and that was good enough.
A room full enough racist bigots.
Yeah, it was good enough for me. He has to get elected, right? It's better to be inside the tent pissing out than outside the tent pissing in. That's what my dad always tried to tell me.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you don't want to, like, why are you always like a rebel, man? He's like, why don't you, be involved, and then you can make shit happen from the inside.
That's true. You got anything else for us?
Meditate, bitches.
Make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe, share, leave a comment, whatever. We always appreciate y'all checking us out. Yeah, let's finish these Olympics and let's, get this shit going.
What are we like, the Olympic team? Let's finish these Olympics.
Let's get this
Let's
over
wrap
with.
it up, baby. I mean, like, with the most international audience here, it's like, are we going to get patriotic? USA.
No, boo us. Boo JD Vance or anybody from our administration that shows up.
Please, for sure.
Yeah, be shitty to us. We deserve it.
And also, Italy. I want to do coke with your prime minister or president. I don't forget if it's a prime minister or president. I saw her the other day on camera. She obviously just did coke right before she got on camera. I just think that the Italian prime minister coke is probably pretty good.
Oh, it's got to be. It's got to be top notch. Top notch.
Yeah.
All right, well, y'all be good. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. And as always, go fuck yourselves.
Shout out.
Recording stopped.